Determination to change the nation, I'm manifesting the truth. Back in the booth to give you the messages that's been channeling right through me. No, I'm not Jesus, although my spirit is great. I'm eating my food without a plate, escaping this place through my meditations. New life begun when I reloaded the gun and realized where I was from was not too far from the sun. Like somewhere close by the moon. Now I'm connected like Zoom. On walks of life that ever lived, call me like out of the blue. So I just pass it to you, right through your speakers with clues. And if you choose to free your mind, then you will have all the tools. But I can't make you take it and shake it and mentally break yourself out. Cause freeing your mind without a doubt is something you have to try out. But once you see the light, your might, and all the power you've had, then you have reached the fifth dimension and you can brighten your path. But others who choose to follow the red pills, it's harder to swallow. Or you can wallow in your sorrows, feeling all empty and hollow. The only way you'll see the truth is if it's starting with you. So please stop lying to yourself, start being truthful to you. The only way you'll see the truth is if it's starting with you. So please stop lying to yourself, start being truthful to you, to you.
Yo, 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 yo. See, it's already 9 people in here. How y'all doing today? Sorry, I wasn't able to make it on Sunday. Had some technical difficulties, some paw technical difficulties. I was with my grandkids Sunday. And so, yeah, there was no way I was going to go live with my babies right there watching me and pawing me up as I had to give them my attention. What's going on, Brother Bo? How you doing? Hey, Miss Wanda. Good evening to you. So yeah, as y'all can see from the title, we got the owner of the Heartland newspaper here, the street newspaper, which I'm proud to be a writer for. Hey, Tamika. And we're going to be talking to him shortly. I just wanted to briefly give a moment of silence for Miss Sonia Massey in Illinois. Hey, Miss Jean. We watched that together as a class today, and of course the students were very taken back. And you know, I was just on the phone with a brother talking about how we should have already things in place, because we know calling the police can always result in something terrible. And we should have in place already, like we could have here, and it should be around the United States in every hood, where people can call a group of armed black men to their house when they think it's an issue. And if the armed black men decide that it's something that needs the police involvement, then we can call the police. That sister did not deserve to die. And with us being God bodies, you can clearly see right away from the beginning, with the officer being as disrespectful as he was, that the sister knew God was telling her something was up, because she came to the door and said, "Please, God, don't hurt me." She asked that officer to pass her Bible. She said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." She felt it. We have the gift of being able to feel when our lives is in danger. And that sister felt it, and watching it as a brother, as a black man, as a protector of the black queens, I was filled with anger. I wasn't allowed to be sad. I was filled with anger, because here we have a sister, the most unprotected species on earth, the black woman, having to be subjected to this demon in her house that she called for protection. And as a man, our job is protecting our women and protecting our children. And so that's why it was important to have this brother on today, because he got into a situation where he was there to protect his child. And in that protection resulted in an obstruction of justice for this brother, just because he did not want the police to execute his son on that night. Hey, Michelle. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring him on and let him tell you his story, and a little bit about himself. Brother MII, how you doing, brother?
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Good,
Thanks.
good. I'm happy to have you on. I know we've been talking about doing this for a while, and we finally pieced it up and put it together. And just to let y'all know, we do have some audio footage that we'll be playing, but what I'm gonna do, we're gonna get together. And for those of you who are interested in hearing the full audio and seeing how they treat you in court and what they do and what they say, we're going to piece it all together for you to be able to check out on your own time, on your own leisure, and also talk about the Supreme Court case that's coming up, that we think is very important. And I think y'all should know that it's going to be important, because what we don't want to see is them to be able to reference this case as a reason why they can charge you too with obstruction of justice if you ever get in a situation where you're working towards avoiding the police from executing your child. So I'm gonna let the brother tell you a little bit about himself. MII, the floor is yours, brother.
Hey, I appreciate you having me on the show. I thank you.
Yes, sir.
Like you said, we've been talking about this a long time, and I've been trying to get this out for a long time. I've been fighting this by myself almost 2 years, and I finally got in front of the Supreme Court. But you had just said something before I came on. You was talking about a group of Black men that when someone in the community get in trouble, they can go to, we should be there. The men should be there to do what's necessary. If something like that happened in Omaha, who would you go to? And I'm just asking your people, who would they go to get some kind of support like that? Because when this happened to me, and like I said, well, first let me tell you, I'm MII. I'm the executive director of the Heartland newspaper. I've been fighting this case now for almost 2 years by myself, zero support. And I mean zero with a capital Z. I mean, yeah, Z and a big zero. Nobody. They ain't like they didn't know. I went to all the so-called Black leaders. You name it, they know. Your senators, Willie Hamilton, Willie Barney, you name it. I talked to Leo, Omaha Star. Everybody knows. NAACP knew that the police tried to kill my son. I stopped them. And 4 days later, I get a ticket for obstruction of justice. And not only that, I warned Omaha a long time ago, 2 years ago, that your fugitive task force does not have body cams. I talked to all the so-called Black leaders, everybody. And I didn't get no support. So I got it up to the Supreme Court now. And what happens when something like this happened, okay, when I went to court, the judge still found me guilty of obstruction of justice, even though all I said was, don't shoot my son, he's on the ground, don't shoot, don't shoot. My son said that's all I said. The cop, who was so used to getting away with the crooked system, he got on the stand and he told the truth. That's all I said. Yeah, that's all he said was, don't shoot his son. And he said some more things I can't remember, but I remember him saying, don't shoot my son, he's unarmed and such and such. And they said, well, because he was gonna shoot my dog too. And they said, did you notice the dog had emotional support collar on? And he said, no, I was too amped up. I was too excited. And the prosecutor said, well, why was you excited? Tell the court why you was excited. I said, because for one, I know the father. See, they came to the house to arrest my son for something.
Oh, what was they coming to the house? Well, first let's go back. How long you been writing your newspaper? Did you freeze up? I think you froze up. Hold on 1 second. Oh, okay. How long have you been writing your newspaper?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
about 13 years now. I started off in
13 years.
Yeah. And
yep,
can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it was freezing up, but I can hear you. So you've been writing
Okay,
for
so
13 years, and where is it distributed at? Like the
yeah, I
cities
mean
and states?
it's Minnesota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Hmm.
Yes, sir. Okay. And so
Hmm.
writing
And
that
so,
paper, when you first started writing your paper, what made you start writing your paper, putting out your own news, your own form of news?
well, it's the street paper was just to give jobs to the homeless, the unemployed, and the socially excluded, like myself, that been to prison, you got a record, can't get a job. That's the real purpose of that newspaper. But it's so much corruption going on and so less being done by the people who are supposed to be your black leaders and everything that I'm forced now to write about police brutality, challenging the courts, how CPS is acting up because no one else is speaking about it. No one else is doing anything about it. My paper was just supposed to be to help the homeless. That's our
That's good.
mission.
And
Yeah, but
actually,
I'm
when you said CPS, there's a lot of sisters right now going through CPS cases. And
yeah,
so
and
you
still
having this
getting called.
paper where they're able to talk about it and you writing those
Yeah,
stories is beautiful. Um, so back to the story where you said they came to arrest your son. What were they coming there for, like to arrest him for?
some college stuff. He's in college, and some of the white
Okay.
dudes and him, and they got into some college party. I don't know, but he's found not guilty. All right.
Okay.
But the thing when they came there in the first place to talk to him
Okay.
because the detective wanted to talk to my son. And she said that when she talked to my son on the phone, and he said, "Fuck off, he won't talk to me." I said, "No, my son didn't tell you that." She said, "Yes,
Wow.
I know my son." And I said, "Well, I'm not going to send him down there and talk to you because you're lying on him. To me, I know you're lying on my son. I'm not sending him down there to talk to you unless I can come with you." He said, "Well, if you don't come, I'm going to put a warrant out for his arrest," which is violation of his right. If you don't want to talk to him, you ain't got to talk to him. So she did that just to have him to come down. So they come by my house early in the morning. I'm walking my dog, and they jump out like German Gestapos, hit squad, your future task force. Nobody can. Get on the ground, get on the ground. I turn around, and they got, it's a mixed group of police, marshals, parole officers, just a big group of different law enforcement agencies. And so then I turn around, you got someone putting their guns away, but you got this one marshal that's bearing down on my son with his gun and about to shoot my son. I jump in the way, don't shoot my son. He's unarmed, he's on the ground, and please don't shoot him, don't shoot. And then next thing you know, he turns his gun on me. Get the fuck back, I'll shoot you, and dog and everything. Just went berserk. But and like he said on the stand, that's all I said. And he said he was amped up and excited because I had violence on my record, which was like when I was 17. And I don't know why he looked me up anyway if you're coming to arrest my son.
So, and this is the officer right here that showed up.
That's him. That's him. He
Okay.
said that when I was in the federal prison, that they asked him why did he look my name up. He said because he heard my name and was going out to serve a search warrant. And I had some dealings with the father before. I never saw this man before in my life, unless when I was in federal prison and maybe he was late with my meal or something. I got on him about that. I never saw that guy before. So anyway, he volunteered to come out. And within 20 seconds, he said on the stand, when you hear the transcript, he said all this happened within 20 to 30 seconds. I went from going to kill my dog to my son, to killing me, to killing my dog. And they even asked him, did you see the emotional support tag on the dog, the collar? He said, no. They said, why? He said, I was too amped up and excited. That's what he said on the stand. It's in the transcripts, on the recording. And the prosecutor said, well, why was you excited? He said, because the father had violence on his record. Brother, I was 17.
Yeah, Miss Jean
17.
said he was there for evil intentions.
Yeah,
Again, just like we just seen with the lady,
that's what you just said.
that he showed up already ready, like you said, he was amped up.
That's
He
what
was ready to shoot you, your son, and your dog right away.
and
And so with
And
you jumping in front of him and asking him not to shoot your son, and then they charge you with obstruction of justice. What I want to
exactly.
play
And
real quick is
let me tell
just
you this right quick. Let
go
me tell you
ahead.
this before you go far, real quick. Now, like I said, it's a mixture of different agencies. The Omaha Police was cool as hell. Imagine they standing there trying to talk him down. They're telling me just be cool, ignore him. This after they get my son in control. He's still fucking messing with me. The police is telling me ignore him because he's U.S. Marshal. And they was, if it wouldn't have been for the Omaha Police intervening and stepping in, and somebody would have got shot.
Wow.
So the whole fugitive task force not messed up. That Marshal. And
And it's
then even
crazy
when I
that you said the fugitive task force does not have body camera. So they can
no,
make
and
up whatever story they want. If that situation would have went down, they could have made up whatever story they wanted to.
And the only reason why you're hearing my story about the fugitive task force that came to the house, because don't think I'm the only one that had a problem with them in all these years. That's because I got a newspaper and I put it out there. But they're out there right now terrorizing people early in the morning. And you call Channel 6, Channel 7, Channel 3, they're not going to put it out there. And when I went to the NAACP, and I don't care if one of them listening, I don't care. Uh, um, Reverend William, I like him. He's the president or something of NAACP. But right is right, wrong is wrong. When I went there, they told me that their vice president, who's white, they got a white vice president, and he told me there's nothing they can do because they didn't shoot my son. So I said, well, if they had shot my son, then you could help me. So yeah, okay. So then I was like telling everybody that don't have body cams on the police, and I was trying to get the blacks to get in and rally about this, and they was like, no one was. All your so-called black leaders talking about get you a turn. I said, you don't have to get me a turn. I'm a fighter. This is for your community, for our people, our kids. So what I did, brother, so I'm not getting zero support. I've been talking for a long time. Nobody addressed no body cam. So I went to the white folks and I told them, the police kill about 10,000 dogs a year around the nation. And guess what? The police here don't have body cams. Oh my God, all kind of support to help save the dogs from the white people. And I appreciate my white brothers and sisters help me support them. But my black folks didn't do nothing, zero. Do you see? To help save these black kids, and they still don't have body cam. You the only brother that talked to me. You the only brother that don't think I'm too radical or too black. See, they've been playing black leader here for so long. It's been good to play black leader and hand out lunches and sweep mop floors and let's go vote and do all that shit. It's good to play. And then here come in my yard. He really want to be a black leader or something. He roughing up white folks and getting them mad. Now it's no fun no more. See, and they get on this Facebook and they act like they're really doing something by handing out lunches and look at me and look what I'm doing. And they ain't doing a damn thing. North Omaha is 34 square miles, brother. You got so-called 17 so-called black leaders. I was one black leader every 2 square miles. And anywhere you go in the United States, what's the first thing they ask you? You mean to tell me there's blacks in Omaha? You think, yeah, and they think it's cute. I see some of the people, Houston Alexander, a good friend of mine, I like him. But that wasn't cute, that shirt they selling. Yes, there's blacks in Omaha. I'm from Omaha. Yes, there's black. Shouldn't have to tell them that. They've been saying that for over 50 years because there's no unity here. And you let this judge get away with what she's doing. If you let her get away with it, we'd be the only city in the whole United States that's not supposed to say nothing when the police come and shoot you or it's obstruction of justice.
Right.
So we got to get this overturned in August. It's set up where we can hear the whole damn hearing. We can watch it like a Terrence Crawford fight. And then God is with us because she's up for retention in November. Right. And we only need 50% of the votes, brother. 50% to vote her out. And I tell you, if we get rid of her, brother Wells, if we, the community, get rid of that judge, I bet you never again you never hear nobody ask again, is there blacks in Omaha? They're nowhere here.
Yeah.
But if we sit down and take this, that's not good. It's not good, bro.
So what I want to play is a clip of the court hearing where the officer admits that the brother, all he did was ask him not to shoot his son. So I'm gonna play this real quick. Give me a brief minute.
On the person we were giving commands to, so I wasn't totally aware of what, at that point, of what Yav Senior was doing. He when we're dealing with him, he showed up and got close, too close for my comfort, and that's when I turned my attention to him and ordered him to get back.
And you said that there was yelling going on, correct?
Yes.
And my client was yelling at you to not shoot his son, correct?
I believe that was one of the things he said, yes.
And he said that repeatedly, correct?
Yes.
And he's telling you to put your guns away. Wasn't he repeating, put your guns away, he's on the ground, he's complying with you?
Yeah, that sounds like something he was saying a lot of things, but yes, I believe he said that.
And he never put his hands on you?
He did not.
And the dog is continuing to stay on the leash?
Yes.
And the dog never touches you, bites you?
No.
Okay. So I want to just point out the fact that he said that this brother never touched him. The dog was never off the leash. And all he said was, "Can you not shoot my son?" That is obstructing justice in their opinion. And Miss Orduna, I'm going to show who this judge is pretty soon, because the main thing is in November, we want to make sure that we're voting for her not to be put back on the bench. So here she is right here. Brother, what's her name?
Judge Stephanie Hansen, and this is at sentencing. She's going to give me a lecture at sentencing.
So this Judge Stephanie Hansen, and she's the judge who we need to make sure in November that we are voting no, that we do not want her back on the bench, because she gave the brother an obstruction of justice for protecting his son from being shot. Okay. And from the police officer's mouth, we just heard him say all he did was walk up and say, "Please don't shoot my son." He never let the dog off the leash. The dog never bit him, attacked him, or nothing. And he just said that this brother got too close for his comfort. See,
Wasn't
now,
breaking the law.
and so what we see around the United States consistently, y'all, is whenever we want to defend ourselves or the police come and here you got this guy with no body camera. If this would have went the other way and I wasn't able to talk to this brother right now, he'll be dead. The narrative they would have painted is he walked up, he got aggressive, he let his dog off the leash, so they had to shoot him. Just like they just said this woman was about to throw boiling water on him, and that she set them up to have this water thrown on them, and had the other officer's body camera not already been on, that would have been the story. Just like with Amir, they said that Amir was standing there by the door when they came in and he had the gun and he pointed it at the officer. That all that stuff never happened. See, but they're able to paint their narrative, for one, because when there's no camera, there's no proof. And then for two, when they shoot and kill our brothers and sisters, there's nobody else to say what happened. We lucky right now that we're able to even talk to this brother to hear exactly what happened. And then he got the proof that what happened. And then from the officer's mouth himself, we get to hear what happened. So I'm going to play the part of what she said to him at sentencing on justifying why she charged him with obstruction of justice, and she upheld the ruling of obstruction of justice. So check this out.
I thought a lot about this. Obviously, I took it under advisement, and I spent a lot of time thinking, because we all come to the table, we've all come to see things through the lens as separate human beings. And so I thought about it from the terms of, being a parent and the emotion of what it's like to watch your child get arrested. And I'm sure that creates a lot of anxiety, and you don't know what's going to happen. So I understand. I think you said it the best, is that you could have done it different, and you should have done it differently. And I think one of the things I tried to highlight in writing my order is that not listening. And it escalated and actually put your son in danger. Because I agree with you. I wouldn't want to see my kid get arrested. I would worry when there's a gun pointed. I mean, I don't know how it ever begins. Maybe I would feel the same as you. Don't shoot. Just don't shoot him. I don't know. So I give you that benefit of the doubt as a parent. I'm a parent too, and I can't imagine what it's like to see that. But it doesn't change the fact that when officers are telling you to do something, you have to do it. Whether you agree with it or you don't agree with it, you just have to do it. I have to do it, you have to do it, we all in here have to do it. And it saves lives. So, taking everything into consideration.
So did you hear her say it saves lives if you do what the officer tell you to do? That is not true. How many times have we seen people do exactly what the officer tell them to do and they still get shot? Even with Miss Massey, he told her to put the pot down. She put the pot down. She threw her hands up. She begged for her life, and he still shot her right in the face, above her, below her eye, and it came out of her neck. And she did exactly what he told them to do.
And did you hear her? She repeated what I said to the police.
Yeah.
So she know that's all I said.
Yeah. Let's finish this.
I think the fine is appropriate. I hope that you learn from this. You've risen above a lot of other issues that you've had, and I hope that you take this. You learn from it. It's a lesson to your son as well. I mean, your son, quite frankly, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. He laid down, put his hands up, put his hands behind his back, and they didn't have problems with that.
So if his son laid down and put his hands behind his back, what was the point of still pointing guns at him? For him to flinch? So you can say, oh, he moved, he made a move. You saying this is a lesson learned? No, the lesson learned is that if I try to protect my child from being executed in front of me, that I'm still going to be charged with obstructing justice. And this is her ruling, and she feel like she giving him a lecture on why she did it and laying down this fine and putting this on his record, when in reality, there should have never been an obstruction of justice. This man saved his son's life.
So it'll be the order that court be paid a $250 fine plus the court costs. Would you like time to pay that, or would you like to do? So
again, the reason why I'm having this brother on is because we got to see, and I'm not saying we ignore things from outside of Omaha, but right here in our own town, we have injustices that get swept under the rug, and then we never know about it. And people around here don't want to face it. They don't want to fight it. And it'll just go unnoticed. And I'm going to tell y'all something. So yesterday, I did go meet with Channel 6 about them saying that I robbed a bank. And come to find out that it was not the reporter who just said Sherman Wells. The story was wrote that way by the producer. The producer wrote my name into the story without checking, fact checking. If that was the mayor, you would have called the mayor's office and said, hey, I got this report saying you did this. Is this true? No. And I got over 20 interviews with Channel 6. Okay. So the producer wrote my name in there saying that I robbed a bank and was arrested. Okay. A complete slander, even though they know the work that I've done in the community. And so again, there's situations in our own town that's happening that goes unnoticed because nobody wants to tackle it. Everybody wants to sweep stuff under the rug. Yeah, Leger, he wrote my name in there. He wrote it in, Sherman Wells. So the lady didn't misread or just say my name. It was on the teleprompter. The way the news works is the producer writes it. It goes across the teleprompter, and the person telling the story, they're the one who say what's on the teleprompter. My name was wrote in on the teleprompter by the producer of Channel 6. Okay. So again, we have stories right here in our own town that is happening and nobody does nothing about it, and we got to change that. Okay. So
let me say,
can I
jump in right quick? Okay, I want to also, because a lot of people I approached and was telling them about some of your so-called black leaders, they do it like they think it's in my y'all's thing. It's That's you, brother. I know a good lawyer you can get, and this and that. Listen, she fined me $250. I had that in my pocket. I could have paid my fine and went on, shoot. I got away. White folks, I ain't messing with them no more. And went on about my business. I didn't. I left right then and went and appealed it, $175 and appealed it. And I've been fighting to get to the Supreme Court, not for me, for the community. You cannot let that go past. And you know, a lot of people be saying like, they don't, a lot of the brothers and don't want to work with me, don't want to talk to me like he talks to me. I appreciate it. They kick Willie, what's his name, Will Dortch. They Hamilton tuck his show, his podcast off because you know he was in Willie Hamilton's building. If you let him out y'all on the show and you let him out y'all talk about me, so he kicked him out the building. And a lot of people don't. I know a lot of people. I'm not gonna put them out there because some of them I still like, but I don't know why they. Well, I know why they stopped talking to me because they didn't want to get some of the other people mad. But the thing is, it's not just about me. It's about the community. You cannot let this go. You know, and like for instance, when they went down there, you know that monument about Willie Brown. Yeah, Will Brown, and everybody was proud about that accomplishment to put that out there. Okay, but the way I think, this is me, the hell with that monument. It should demolish that whole damn courthouse for what they did to that brother. And if you're really sorry about it, fuck a damn monument. That white boy that killed, okay, remember O.J. Simpson's post that killed that girl? Brown, whatever, Nicole Brown. And then some rich white boy bought that mansion when he was found not guilty, bought his mansion and demolished it. You can't go there and point out this is where he killed Nicole Brown, this and that. No, you can't do that. And they should rebuild that courthouse somewhere else. That the most tragic thing happened in Omaha, happened right there, and they're gonna give us a monument to remind you. Niggas keep it real, keep it straight, because remember what we did. That's all that is. They should demolish that thing, man. We should have got together and demanded, just like removing that flag or whatever. Forget a damn monument. Excuse me, I don't mean to be. I'm sorry, I got carried away. I don't mean to be using foul language on your show like that.
Good.
Okay,
but you got a right to your freedom of speech, but like you said, the Supreme Court ruling. The reason why it's important and the reason why we bringing it to the attention of the public is if you find yourself in the same situation, they will be able to reference this case as a reason why they're able to charge you. Just like when the sister got elbowed by the fire chief and the arbitration came in and they said the reason why you can't fire this chief, the president, of the fire union, is because there were other firefighters who had abused women and they didn't charge them. So why are you charging him? So it'll be the same thing with this. If this case goes to the Supreme Court and is not overturned, then they'll say, well, in the case of MIA versus the sheriff's department, we also were able to charge him with obstruction in that case too. So what's the difference here? Because Bo or Tawanda defended, or they defended their child from being shot. So that's why
persuasive law. It'll be persuasive law. It won't be a written law, but it'd be persuasive law, and they can go back and use it just like what you just said. So in the future, if you stop, hey, don't shoot my son or don't shoot me, and if they shoot you and you're wounded, you want to sue them, they know your lawsuit, because technically 2001, the judge ruled that that's obstruction of justice. If you say anything, you're not supposed to say nothing, and the Supreme Court held up that decision. So you're not supposed to say nothing when the police come. So that's how that goes.
Right. And we got to make sure that this woman is not reelected. And so the second part is on this show, we talk about real stuff. So this brother was on the news I know y'all remember COVID, they was doing the PPP loan stuff, right? And so they put the brother on the news and said that he was charged with fraudulently filing a PPP loan. Let me see if I can find it. I think I posted it in our group. Okay, and I'm gonna play a little bit of this just so y'all can see how they do us, and then I'm gonna let this brother give y'all the truth, because here we want the truth. And so ain't no talking behind nobody's back. I know people always got something to say. And like he said, people don't want to talk to him about stuff. They want to bring this stuff up and not bring it to his face. But we're going to watch this and then we're going to listen to this brother. Let me see. Is it playing or what? Hold on. Let me move this stuff real quick. Give me 1 second. I think the audio. Yep, I need to move all of these. Okay. 1 second. Remove. Let me go over here. Oh, yep. Okay. Hold on 1 second. All right, I got it now. Bring it back.
I can't hear it.
Okay, hold on 1 second. If you can't hear it, let me
No.
Yep, give me 1 second. Let me stop it. Present it. Share screen. Window. Let's do share a tab or screen and share. Okay, here we go. All right, now let me know if y'all can hear it.
Federal prosecutors in Nebraska filed their first charges related to COVID-19 relief fraud, claiming a local business used fake documents to get access to a PPP loan. KATV News Watch 7's David Earls here with the KATV Investigates update. David.
Yeah, Rob, we've done story after story of how these PPP loans kept so many businesses afloat during the worst of the pandemic. But as with any large, fast program, it was ripe for fraud. And in their first criminal case connected to PPP, that's what federal prosecutors in Nebraska say happened with a loan application filed by M.A. Yah of the Heartland News. The feds say Yah submitted a fake IRS form showing quarterly wages that allowed him to claim up to about $100,000 in PPP money. That money went into a bank account back in May of 2020. Now, in June of this year, the FBI told us it had at least 10 active open fraud cases with potential fraud totaling in the millions of dollars across Nebraska and Iowa.
Ultimately, we all as Americans are victims.
Okay.
You see how fast they use my name, said I'm supposed to put in
this
fake
case because it
documents.
is our tax
Oh,
dollar.
hold on, let me get that out of there. Okay.
They
Now,
never said what happened to the money or how it was fraudulent or nothing. You know, everybody else that got that PPP loan, they charged, they show where they spent the money, everything. But what they're not telling, how I got involved and became the very first one, because when I got the loan, they sent it to Pinnacle Bank first. I got the loan for Dundee Bank, they sent it to Pinnacle Bank. That president of Pinnacle Bank sent my $108,000 back. And so I went and got, the guy at Dundee Bank called me and he said, well, you know, your bank is tripping. They sent the loan back. And I said, well, what I can do, I can get somewhere. I don't know why she sent it back. He said, because she said she didn't feel comfortable giving you that amount of money.
Wow.
So, yeah. So he said, what I'll do, I'll withdraw the application like you haven't put in one, and you can go somewhere else and get another one. So I went to West Road Bank. They gave me the same amount of loan. And then I filed a lawsuit against Pinnacle Bank and that lady. And then she called the FBI and said she might want to go check him out. He might be doing something wrong. Here they send this rookie, Aaron Crawford, 35 years old, been on the force 3 years. I put him on the front page of my paper right after this happened and told the whole story, what I'm telling you now. And then he comes to my office wanting to see my documents and said, I'm not showing you nothing. I know why you're here because the lady from the bank. He said, no. I just want to see what's going on. I said, what I do wrong? He said, I don't know. Anyway, they put me under surveillance for 4 months. They got over 1,400 documents in court right now. You know, this happened over 3 years, and I still ain't been in court yet. And
wow.
So only time I've been in court was twice to fire some attorneys that wasn't doing what I asked them to do. I wanted to get my name clear. They're dragging their feet. So they got over 1,400 documents of surveilling me and can't even use it. They got me standing outside. They got me shopping at Walmart. They got me riding my bike. I'm not doing nothing. But anyway, what I was charged with, they said that I lied about my employees and I didn't file my taxes in 2019. This is an open and shut case. Either I filed my taxes in 2019 or I didn't. If I didn't file them, then I should be in prison now. I shouldn't be out here 3 years later, still talking about them. I go to court August the 1st because the judge wanted to see if I'm still alive and if I approve of them keep continuing the case. Remember, I was the first one to get arrested and still ain't been to court. People been sentenced and in prison over this. So what happened when he came to my job, that FBI agent saw me black. That's all he saw. I was black with a criminal record. He saw nothing else. And after 4 months, they had to charge with something. And then to say all on the news, false documents, nothing was false.
Right.
And
if we would have listened to the news, bro, according to them, you was indicted by the feds. You ain't even supposed to be standing here talking to us. No. Like Ms. Jean said, all because the banker didn't think you deserved the loan.
Right. And check this out. And then right now, if we go to trial, the people I'm supposed to beat will be my witnesses. Right now, the people gave the SBA people gave the loan. They didn't call the feds. The feds called them. Don't give them no more money. You might be a victim of fraud. I want to know why he did that. What did you see in 4 months to call them people and tell them not to give me no more money? I was eligible for the second PPP loan. They stopped that. He did. And right now, I never paid the money back. I never had to pay that money back. You know, if you do the right thing with the money, you don't have to pay it back. I don't have to pay it back. But they said they can't say officially that you don't have to pay back because we're waiting to see what you did. They're waiting for the FBI to tell them what I did wrong.
Starting all with the bank teller saying she wasn't comfortable giving a black man that amount of money.
Right. And then I got that on video record. I got that on voice record too. My banker telling me that she said she sent it back because she didn't feel comfortable. She told me she sent my money back because the loan was under the Heartland News and my bank account was under the Heartland News books and publisher. So she sent my money back. Yeah. So next thing you know, he's sitting in my office he said 4 months. And they got 1,400 documents, 1,400 pages, not 140, 1,400 of y'all's tax money of documents that he over 4 months and can't use none of it. And after my checkered record in the past, because I've been to prison before, it felt good when they said, you know, the FBI have been watching you for 4 months. You know what I said? I don't care. I'm not doing nothing. He might have got bored watching me ride my bike and everything, but it felt good. I was under surveillance. I don't care. It felt good to say that. And right now, today, I'm out on that so-called supervised release or whatever. I leave town. I don't report. I don't do nothing. I still run the Heartland News, which was supposed to be, remember, if I was supposed to did something fraudulent and it's all fake, I wouldn't be allowed to still got my 501c3, still working, still in 3 different states. Nobody's bothering me. And I go to court August the 1st, be my first time in court. That's over. Well, yeah, it was May of 2020, May of 2024 done passed. That's 4 years, bro. And this be my first time in court. And the judge want to just see if am I alive. Do you know if they keep continuing your case, you ain't got a problem? Because you know you're supposed to have fast and speedy trial. That's what I'm going to court for August. This is the feds. The feds posted when they got you, they got it airtight.
They got you. Yeah,
I should have
done. If it was such a crime, right?
They scared. They like, you know how MII is. He dropped this. He gonna sue the hell out of all of us. What are we gonna do? Yeah, the lady in the bank, everybody. And it's crazy. And then like the black folks, the community that I was hurt. Some of these black people that was running around my name to the dirt.
You did it, bro. It was on the news. It had to be true. Yeah. The news reported you as you got indicted by the feds. It had to be true. And like they said, it sounds like sandbox syndrome. You can't have it. It's mine type thinking.
Yeah.
Ms. Jean said they always start their bullshit with their comfort.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then I was asking some of the blacks. I gave your kids their first jobs when they wasn't even old enough to work. and I gave him a job at the Heartland News. Now let's say, what if I did beat the government out 100,000, 200,000, 300? What did I do to you? Why are you guys mad at me talking bad about because a white man said that nigga bad?
Man, trust and believe me, when that story ran about me being a robber, there was people saying, this is why I told y'all thought Sherman was all this. Look at this. He done robbed a bank and got arrested. And then when they found out it wasn't true, it was no more chatter. Nobody saying nothing. But in the back chatter, they just was waiting to catch me on something because they thought they had me finally, that I did something so bad. So it's the same thing, bro. It's the execution of your name. And then for the people who've been sitting back waiting to say, aha, I told you.
And you still got them whispering, you got indicted. Well, I'm still here. Why ain't they did anything?
Oh, yeah, you indicted right now. We talking to you from the feds right now.
Right. Hey, and they said, well, how come you don't have, I said, well, how come y'all ain't got me reporting anything? They said, hey, my y'all, we don't need you coming down here. We know what you're doing. You're down here filing charges against us. You down here suing the marshal for trying to shoot. We know, we see you. And then this is what happened. Though, good things. I take some good things come out of something bad, because when the whole community, well, not the whole community. I had some people have faith in me still, but enough that it was hurting me, that was talking about me and turned their backs on me, didn't give me the benefit of the doubt. I had my own business for 10 years, and I'm the first in the whole state of Nebraska to get indicted, a real business. And if you look at it right now, if you think about Nebraska, if you look at the news and let them tell only 12 people that ever beat in Nebraska, ever beat the government out of some funds on the PPP loan, just 11 blacks and me, only 12. They ain't talking about none of the whites and none of these cow towns and nothing. Yeah, man. You think only, just us crazy. Black.
And then look at what Miss Jean said. That's when you find out who your friends are.
Yeah. So. And then I went out. She's right. And then I go out to Oakview Mall, and I run into, and this is crazy, but I gotta say it right quick. White dude pull up in a truck, because I used to go out there every month, and I want some buttered popcorns. I don't like to eat a lot of calories and shit, but once a month I get buttered popcorn out and extra salt and do my thing. So I went out there, and this white dude drove up in a red truck, and he was like, "Are you with the Heartland News?" Because he saw my car. I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I like your paper and I support you, and I don't like what the government's doing to you." I'm like, wow, this white man don't even know me and give me the benefit of the doubt. I said, "Would you like a copy of the paper?" He said, "Sure." So I went to set my popcorn down. I got a copy of the paper and I gave it to him, because my car was parked right there. It says, Vic Larson. "That's my popcorn you're eating. I'm Vic Larson." I said, "Oh, wow, okay, it's really a Vic." So I ended up writing a children's book, one of the second books I wrote, Vic the Lonely Popcorn Bag. And the bag is me. The bag is discriminated against because he's an empty popcorn bag. He ran into a boxing bag, a mail bag, a shopping bag, handbag. Everybody discriminated against because he's just an empty popcorn bag, but he ran into another bag that gave him benefit of the doubt. So it's really based on me and Vic, but it's one of the, I probably get Writer of the Year out of 10 children books I got out. This is one of the coldest ones.
And that's how you turn everything around, bro. Like what you did with that book. And Brother Bo said, "Let the enemies reveal themselves." And Miss Jean said, "Haters always waiting for you to fall." Leger said, "Some of our people are so tied up in drama as junkies that it is the only time they speak up on anything. Not all, but quite a few." And she said, "It's dope that you wrote that book. Congratulations," she said. And then somebody said, "I need that book." See what I'm talking about, brother? Because when you able to tell your own story, and that's what this platform is for. When you're able to tell your own story and get the truth outside of what the news have reported. And like Ordina said, my cousin said she knew I didn't do it. There was people who knew I didn't, but they thought I did. And the same with you. It took a white man to say you didn't do it, and then you wrote a book and turned it into a profit, and now you got a book that you can sell. She said, "How can we buy the book?" Each one teach one, bro. They really love the fact that you turned that into a book. You know?
Thank you. And if you can go
turn lemons into lemonade. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. Yeah. And if you can go to my website, my Facebook page, and I have the information on there, or you can get in touch with you and they can just get it to you.
Yes, sir. We
I'm gonna
got
give
you.
you some copies. Yeah.
And I'm happy that you joined the show today, and I'm happy that we were able to get your real story out. There's going to be a lot of people watching. I think right now we peaked at like 20 something people, but I'm gonna tell you, the other day I was on a live, it was about 30 people. When I got off, it said 239 views. That means
Wow.
they're watching, but they're not clicking in so we can see them right away, but they watching. And so people is watching you, people is seeing now. And for those who, the naysayers who thought the brother was indicted, they thought he got indicted, that he had a fraudulent PPP loan. As you can see right here, he still ain't went to court, and it's been 4 years for that same charge. And there's a copy of the Heartland News is still running, and he got no one is above the law. I mean, I'm featured in one, and I'm writing for it. So if y'all want to support the brothers and hear the news that's actually true and what's going on in the community, please support the Heartland newspaper. I'm writing for this brother. I'm writing for the Omaha Star. We need to make sure that we are focusing on the truth and not what people are painting these narratives. And there's not enough brothers in the community already as it is that's willing to stand on the truth and willing to stand up for the realness of what's going on in our community. It's not that many, but we hear Brother Bo is one of them. We hear Kasim is one of them. We hear. So I need to make sure that y'all understand that we not it's not probably as vocal or around as much. I know a lot of people see me around, but this brother right here, I talk to this brother almost every day. He's the one who helped me draft my lawsuit for OHA. Okay, this is the brother right here. This is the brother who also featured my daughter and wrote a book about my daughter. He wrote a book about my cousin Vivian. Okay, so this is a brother that is actually putting in the work, and I love it. Look, he said hashtag Levi Blake. Yep, man. We all over all that. And Miss my cousin says she appreciate us. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all showing us some love. And I'm glad that the brother was able to see that the community, not only do we love and respect your work, brother, but we applaud you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
And how you standing up against these people. And future endeavors with us is we're going to be working towards teaching young people the law. We're working on bringing out some young girl books that's highlighting the young women in the community through this brother right here, Black Girl Excellence. When you talk about this brother right here, you're gonna see more of him, and through this brother, we're gonna be able to tell the stories of the young women in the community that's doing great things. And I'm just happy to know him. I'm happy that I was able to link up with him, and it was just through sharing your thoughts, sharing who you are. And see, this is why I do the podcast more often, or I don't even like to call it a podcast. It's a sermon. It's a sermon with Sherman. And the reason why we do it is because the more I can speak, then the more people gravitate, the more we connect to each other, the more we understand that we are all in this fight together and we here for each other. She said, where can she get the Heartland News? And they want to read the stories, brother. And even like my sister Lejay, the more you talk, she interviewed me the other day. Do you believe that she's the first person who interviewed me not about a topic or a situation in the community, but she talked to me about me, my life, why I do what I do. And I appreciate this, sister. That will be airing soon. And man, I'm telling you right now, there's a different North Omaha people are dealing with. And there's new people coming through North Omaha. It's not the same old same no more. We done with that. Okay. And Freeze Frame TV is where that's going to be at that interview with Lejay. This woman is so magnificent in the things she do. And I want to make sure that we are supporting her. We supporting this brother, supporting everybody who's really doing the work. And so on that note, brother, do you got anything to say? Please let them know where they can get that paper from.
Tell them to go to you can go to my website, the Facebook, the Heartland News, or you can go to my own personal one, MA_YAH, and then send me your information because I'm working on putting my website back up. But send me your information or tap in, and I'll send you a link to get the books and the paper. And in fact, you get it straight from me, and I'll give you an autographed copy of the book. I got like 10 books out right now. So,
yes, sir. And I'll
it's a lot.
post everything on my page for y'all, so y'all be able to find it easy. My brother, my
But let
brother
me say,
Jahees Shabazz, definitely another one of them brothers that's doing his thing. Thank you, Tawanda. We do. I'm glad that we are appreciated. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, Deanna.
thank you
Go
all. I
ahead, brother.
appreciate the
What was
positive.
you about to say, brother?
I wanted to say this too. I never said nothing when I did it because I'm not the type to do something. When I do it from the heart. But it was me 6 years ago that renamed the street after Terrence Crawford when nobody was paying attention to him until he came back from Vegas. I didn't even get much news coverage on that, but I wanted to say it now because I'd be saying I told you so. I knew that brother was going to be somebody 5 years ago. Knew I didn't get no news coverage. I think the news place came from Vegas, and people was asking me, why are you naming the street after Terrence? I said, just watch that brother. He gonna be something one of these times. And then when he came back from Vegas, I was like, I told you. But yeah, I already named that street. This would be the 3rd of August, would be the 6 years ago. Way
Wow.
back then.
Yeah, it's crazy what people find out when we open our mouth and talk, and then you have a platform like this where you can come and share who you are, your importance to the community. We love you, brother. We definitely appreciate you.
I appreciate it. I love y'all too. I'm getting a lot of positive feedback there. I love that.
Yeah, man, because it's needed.
Make sure you give them the link. We can watch the whole Supreme Court hearing. Nothing like this ever happened in history. We be able to watch the state try to talk the Supreme Court into not overturning her verdict. And then you have my lawyer fighting and say, Your Honor, you got to overturn it because it's violating everybody's constitutional rights. But you'll get a chance to see the state, their best prosecutor, making an argument to the Supreme Court to not overturn that verdict. And I got the link, I got it all set up. When you ain't never seen nothing like this, and God is on our side. She go out for retention in November.
We're gonna vote her out, and we're gonna make sure that we'll make sure that I post her. I'm gonna make sure we post her up. When it get closer to voting time, I'm gonna repost her again. I want to make sure that we all know who this woman is. Share her name again one more time.
Stephanie Hansen, Judge Stephanie Hansen, Douglas County. And I also like to I spoke
right here.
Yep. And I spoke to you about the play I want to do. I like to reenact the whole court scene. So if any actors out there or somebody can direct me to get some actors, I want to do the whole thing. And we ain't got to write no transcript, no lines from the read. We're gonna read the actual transcripts and just see how stupid it is. And the whole nation should be watching. You got the whole link. Everybody can watch this live and watch and see just how much the devil she is.
Yep. So once I'm gonna send out some invites for y'all to like his page from my page. I'm gonna post the link. I'm gonna post his Heartland newspaper page. I'm gonna post his Facebook page. That way we all can be aware of what's going on, stay up to date with this brother. Miss Erica says so many don't know who to vote for or against when it comes to judges. We need to take note. That's definitely true. Leger said you both are a blessing, and the queens in the community have your best interests at heart. Oh man, that's special. We appreciate that.
I appreciate it. I feel good tonight.
Yeah,
I thank y'all. Y'all made me feel good tonight.
Yeah.
Hey, for the last time, I want to thank you, man. You and the people that sent in your support. Thank you. I mean, last 2 years, I just felt like I've been doing this by myself. Y'all don't know how you make me feel tonight. Probably want to get out off. I just ain't shedding no tears online right now, but I'm holding them back. I feel good. Y'all make me feel good. Thank you so much.
Good. I'm glad.
This is all for the community. I see the community appreciate it. Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you, brother, for having me on here. Really.
She said, keep pushing. And Brother Bo said, unity will arise soon. Yes, sir. 100%. Much love to y'all. We're going to definitely keep it pushing because we ain't going to drop it. And thank y'all for showing this brother so much love. That was the point of bringing him on the show. I don't want him to feel like it's hopeless. I don't want him to feel like there's nobody paying no attention and that we don't support and love him, because we do. And she said, we're glad Sherman was able to make your story and mission visible to us all. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yep. So piece of hair grease. We're going to stay tuned in, and I'm going to make sure I post all that stuff tonight. All right, brother. Thanks again for coming
Yeah.
on, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yep.